Good morning, traders. Welcome to this video on the euro dollar and pound dollar. My name is Chris from Elite Currency. Euro dollar, first of all, we are looking at the daily chart, and you can see there's a full trend alignment. All the long-term moving averages are bullish blue, as you can see, and that means a bullish angle. And also, they're aligned. The shorter term is above the longer term and above the longer term. Plus, we have, of course, price moving away from the 20-day flag, and then we had the recent break pullback continuation above the flag and above the 20 EMA zone. So all of this is very strongly bullish, obviously. The impulse, the patterns, the 20 EMA, and the alignment of the moving averages. Now the HMA also crossed above the 20 EMA and has a bullish angle. So there are a lot of reasons to be bullish, but is this the right moment for a buy? I don't think so. I think we have a fractal here. So that means there's some level of resistance. Two candles have not closed for a higher high. So that means that I think a pullback, slight pullback could take place here. And I think we could see price maybe retest the 21 EMA zone and of course the previous tops. So as long as price stays above the 120 zone here and respects the 21 EMA zone as daily chart, we're still in bullish territory, don't get me wrong. And that could easily be a bouncing spot for an uptrend continuation. So if price does make some kind of retracement or pullback, that could be a bouncing spot for an uptrend continuation, as long as it stays above 119, let's say 50. If it breaks below 119.50, of course, that would seriously change perspectives, and we might be seeing some type of bigger correction down to the 144 EMA. The 144 EMA hasn't been tested for a very long time, since May 2020. So that could eventually happen. I don't think it's going to happen now. The trend, to me, looks too strong for that. But if it does, this kind of reversal trade is there. For the moment, though, as long as price stays above these purple lines, we're in bullish territory. And any pullback should finish, and we should see an uptrend continuation. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. We're seeing a flag pattern develop right now, or maybe even a triangle pattern, as you can see. So what's next on the agenda? So if we get the break below the 20 EMA, we might see this push down to, let's put a fib actually. We'll need to use fibs to get a bit better idea about what levels we can think about. We can use this closer fib for the moment. 120.50 could easily be a bouncing spot, or 120.10. If we use this wider fib, we can see again 120.70 or 120.30 or 120. All of these fibs levels around 120, 120.50, 120.75 basically could provide support no matter which price swing we place the fib on. All of those levels could be support zones. So, but that's if we get the break below this support trend line and the 20 EMA zone. Okay. If we don't, it's still a big if, because price did make a bounce yesterday and today already. So it could also move higher. We need a break, though, above this resistance trend line, right, to confirm that breakout. We're at WIS 7. We had a triple top at WIS 7. This is a difficult zone to break. So let's see if price gets the bounce here at the 20 EMA and the support trend line. If it does, this breakout might not be that bad, right? It could be okay. Specifically, if we get a break and a flag on a 50-minute chart, a bull flag pattern on a 50-minute chart, that might be interesting for continuation higher. Main target is the next quarter level at 122.50. After that, 123.75 and even 125. But that's quite far. So if we get that break, yes, we could see price challenge 122 first and then 122.50. So it's a tricky spot. I mean, obviously it's a trend, but is there enough uptrend kind of momentum left to push this higher right away? Or are we going to see some pullback before I think the trend continues, right? So that, I think, depends on this 1-hour chart. If we get the break flag continuation here, or do we get maybe some break downside and continuation like that down to 120.50 and then bounce, for instance. All right, let's take a look at the pound dollar. But before I do that, wanted to let you know about our special offer. From Monfex Broker, sponsorship offered to our followers, our audience, our traders, the people watching this video, anyone that opens through an account through our website with them, ECS Live, 6 months, minus 100%. Our ZUCA, really very strong EA at this moment. I mean, very steady, very consistent, minus 40%, and the LOA, both the Euro odd and the Bitcoin version, minus 50% for residents of these countries here at the bottom. All right, so very interesting. Now let's take a look at the pound USD. Now we got a bounce as I suspected, and we got to move up to the 50 fib, but we didn't get the downtrend continuation. We did get a bounce, as you can see, but buyer stepped in with these 4-hour wicks. So at that point, bulls too strong basically, and eventually price pushing to the upside because the buyers just were overwhelming the sellers there, and the daily chart also had a pretty big wick as well. So yeah, the part of this analysis did take place, which was the bounce. I suspected already a bounce here, and also a bounce here. But the follow through didn't take place, so you have to always be on guard, of course, for changing, patterns that change and if candlesticks that give information of the contrary. And as I just indicated, the daily candle and the 4-hour candles certainly gave a lot of clues that the bears were just not strong enough to push this lower, despite the bearish bounce here. So we had a triangle pattern take place that has broken just recently now to the upside, in fact. So what's going on? Let's step back again to this daily chart. So to me, it looked like a double top and an ABC pattern here. But if price is going to move up, then and break through this top here at 135, then it's probably a wave 3 and not a C. So that remains still to be seen. That is not confirmed yet. We do have a fractal here, so it is a resistance. So as it moves up, it could also still bounce here again. So it will be interesting to see what kind of candlestick patterns emerge here, because this could also still be an ABC pattern and bounce. So if there are strong bearish candlestick patterns emerging at 134.75, 135, that could still be, if there's a strong push down, then a flag that could indicate more downside. Or if there's some strong bearish candlestick patterns on the 4-hour chart, that could be another reason for downside. All of that could indicate the end of this ABC pattern. All right. For me to trade to the upside, I would really need to see a break above 134.80, 135, followed by a flag on the hourly chart and a continuation higher. Otherwise, I would be cautious of upside. Upside made sense in here after this break from 133.80-ish, I guess. What was it? Something like that. But up to 134.80 or 75, and it's well on its way, but now not enough space here until it hits resistance. So I'd rather wait for this to move up, let the market decide, is it going to make a flag, is it going to break, is it going to make a flag, or is it going to reverse and then do the opposite flag. That will be key information about the next price swing on the pound USD in my view, and that will indicate whether this is an ABC or 1, 2, 3. Because if it breaks, it's a 3. If it bounces, it's probably a wave C. All right, so check out if you want more information about our automated trading. We offer that too, by the way. We have 4 EAs that are offered on our website. We have the Zeus EA, very consistent, up on our account in the last, I think, 5 months or so, almost 50%. Then we have LOA on Bitcoin, new and Euro odd, and of course we have the Rush EA and Ultimate EA from Misav Nikolic. Of course, Rush EA having a great month so far and having a couple of great months already, in fact. So all of that available through, most of them are available through the profit share model, which means no upfront costs, and you only share the profit when there is a profit, or of course you can rent them as well. So check those out. Or if you want to check out our manual trading systems, of course, SWAT is my course with 70 videos, 22 hours, 600-page ebook, all the indicators and strategies. Or Nanet's Black Widow system, of course, is available as well. Cheers and good trading.